महाराष्ट्र में भगवे रंग का कुछ अर्थ अलग होता है। ये स्वतंत्रता की निशानी है। छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के ध्वज का रंग भगवा था। इतना ही नहीं कि हमारे वारकरी संप्रदाय में चाहे संत ज्ञानेश्वर हो, संत तुकाराम हो, वारकरी हो, भगवा रंग का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। तो भगवा हमारे लिए पवित्र है। अगर आपको इन लोगों को डिस्क्राइब करना तो आप इनको हिंदुत्व आतंकवादी बोलिए या इनको कोई सनातनी बोलिए, लेकिन भगवा कृपा करके न बोलिए।
Call them Hindutva, Atangwadi or Sanatanis. But why is the Congress so hell-bent on continuing to link Sanatan to terror? Some analysts say that the left perceives a threat from those championing a politics that revolves around reclaiming Bharat's Hindu civilization and heritage. If the advocates of this particular ideology can be criminalized, the movement can be discredited. No wonder attempts to criminalize Sanatan and its champions have been going on for a while. Viewers, let me tell you that Sanatan is a threat for the Congress ecosystem. And how do we say this? Because Rahul Gandhi, in a testimony to US envoy Timothy Romer back in 2009, reported by WikiLeaks, warned that the bigger threat may be the growth of radicalized Hindu groups which create religious tensions and political confrontation with the Muslim community. So here, viewers, an equivalence is being drawn, and viewers, Muslim extremism or fundamentalism is being rationalized by linking the Hindu faith to terror. P. Chidambaram, when he was Union Home Minister in 2010, came out and said there is a recently uncovered phenomenon of saffron terrorism that has been implicated in many bomb blasts of the past. My advice to you is that we must remain ever vigilant and continue to build at the central and state levels our capacity in counter-terrorism, unquote. Karti Chidambaram comes out and says Sanatan Dharma has no place in a secular republic. Digvijay Singh says, was present at the inauguration, viewers. He was present at the inauguration of the book titled 2611 RSS Ki Sajish in 2010. In the book, author Aziz Barni pinned the blame on the RSS for the Mumbai terror attacks. And Digvijay Singh, viewers, was very much there. He also came out and said that Hindu terrorists have been identified in Malegaon and Modasa. Viewers, the same ecosystem that whitewashes radical Islamist hate doesn't hesitate to paint Sanatan symbols as threats. Tonight we ask, was this justice? Was this investigation justice? Or was it a front for vendetta politics, for stigmatization and the criminalization of the Hindu faith? And who in the Congress views the Hindu faith as a threat? Some basic questions. Let's open this up. I don't want to take up too much time, viewers. Let's get to it. And I want to begin first with Mehboob Saab. Mehboob Saab, who has today come out and made some astounding revelations. Mehboob Mujawar ji, मेहरबानी आपने हमसे बात की आज. मैं आपसे एक दो सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं. आपने दावा किया है कि मालेगांव जांच में एक किस्म से मेडलिंग की गई है, कि आप पे दबाव डाला गया, कि आपको निर्देश दिए गए, that you were instructed to do things that went against your conscience. Can you explain? आप हमें थोड़ा विस्तार से बताइए ये क्या क्या आपके साथ हुआ.
ये मालेगांव बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट के अंदर एक छोटा सा पार्ट का इन्वेस्टिगेशन में काम करने के लिए मेरे को नियुक्त किया गया था. और उसमें खास करके रामजी कल संग्रह, संदीप गांधी, उनके लिए मेरे को तपास में दिया गया था. उनके मेरा बहुत चेक करने के लिए वो कहाँ है क्या है. तो वो तपास करते करते उसमें मेरे को एक आदेश दिया गया था कि तुम मोहन भागवत को, आदरणीय मोहन भागवत को उठा के लाओ. वैसे तपास के अंदर में जब तपास कर रहा था तो ये सब बेफजूल की बातें हैं, मनगढ़ंत बातें हैं. ऐसे काम में मेरे को लगाया गया है, तो इसलिए मैंने काम नहीं किया। फिर भी मैं नागपुर में रुका, नागपुर में गया, इंदौर में पता चला।
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि आपको मोहन भागवत को निशाने पे लगाने के लिए बोला और आपने इनकार कर दिया, आप नहीं करेंगे। तो आपने अभी कहा है कि आप समझते हैं कि ये जो पूरा मालेगांव वर्डिक्ट है, ये बढ़ा चढ़ा के इसमें कंस्पिरेसी एक बनाई हुई है। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या केवल कुछ संदिग्धों पर ध्यान केंद्रित करने के लिए आपको मौखिक रूप से बताया गया था? वो यू गिवन वर्बल इंस्ट्रक्शंस या आपको लिखित में भी कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए गए थे?
जी, मोहन भागवत जी निष्पाप थे, उनका कोई संबंध नहीं था, कोई रोल नहीं था, क्या कोई दूर का संबंध नहीं था। और उनको अभी ये उनको चांस था, ये जो भी सब जो चला था भगवा आतंकवाद, ये वो जो चल रहा था पेपर में बहुत सारी बातें आती थी, तो वो चांस था, वो चांस लेने के लिए उन्होंने ऐसा काम करने के लिए मेरे को चुना गया था। पर मैंने ये गलत काम नहीं किया, और वो गलत काम नहीं करने से मेरे पर जो भी आरोप लगे या जो भी मेरे को तकलीफ हुई, उसमें से मैं बरी हो गया। मगर मैं जब वो गलत काम करता तो आज मेरा नतीजा बहुत बुरा है।
मुझे आप बताइए, कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि आप सिर्फ अब इतने साल बाद सामने क्यों आए, पहले क्यों नहीं आए आप?
ये बात मैं आज नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, 15-16 साल पहले मैंने कोर्ट में बयान दिया है। पहले कोर्ट में ये बात का पूरे एविडेंस दिए हैं, मेरा एफिडेविट है, मेरा सीआरपीसी 313 का स्टेटमेंट है। आज की बात नहीं है ये, आज तुम पूछ रहे, कल का वर्डिक्ट होने से सब मीडिया आके पूछ रहा है क्या है बोल के। मेरा आज का नहीं है इशू, ये मेरा 15-16 साल पहले से मैं इसमें बयान दिया हूँ, और मेरे को इसमें तकलीफ हुई से मैं एक विक्टिम हूँ इसके अंदर, और मैं निर्दोष छूटा। नहीं तो मैं शिक्षा होती थी तो आज तुम्हारे सामने बैठ के बात नहीं कर सकता था। तो इसके अंदर ये केस के अंदर पर्टिकुलर ये केस के अंदर मेरे को बहुत जबरदस्त फटका बैठा, और मैं अंडर सस्पेंशन में रिटायर हो गया। मैं कभी पेंशन मांगा नहीं, पगार मांगा नहीं, मेरे को पोस्टिंग मांगा नहीं, मैं अपना खामोशी से अभी तक मैं
तो आप यानी नहीं मुजावर साहब, यानी आप सच्चाई के रास्ते पे चलते रहे, आपने एक एफिडेविट फाइल किया कोर्ट में, तो ये सब आपने लिखित रूप में कोर्ट को बताया है। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्यूअर्स, दिस मैन इज नॉट जस्ट क्रॉल्ड आउट ऑफ द वुडवर्क, नाउ ही इज डिपोज्ड इन कोर्ट एंड हिज टेस्टिमनी, if you look at the verdict, viewers, is part of the record. So it hasn't been found to be infirm. Thank you मुजावर साहब, आपने हमारे से बात की, थैंक यू, आपने बहुत बड़ा खुलासा किया है, ये important एक बात है, and I want to open this up. We have with us Ishkaran Bhandari also, who's a lawyer. We have a very important guest today, RVS Mani, who was in the Home Ministry under Mr. Chidambaram. And RVS Mani, let me come to you, because there is this apprehension that has been expressed by many people that there was a motivated attempt, Mr. Mani, a motivated attempt to try and create this bogey of Hindu terror, saffron terror, Sanatani terror. And remember, viewers, the Supreme Court finds no distinction between Hindutva or Hinduism, the faith. So don't let anyone say, oh, you know, when we are talking about political Hinduism, then we refer to Hindutva. No, all of these are things same. That's the Supreme Court's interpretation. It's right there. So this was a very clever dog whistle attempt to bring the entire faith into disrepute, to perhaps strike some sort of false equivalence. But RVS Mani, you seem to suggest that this was a very thought through, diabolical, some sort of a conspiracy. Can you elaborate?
Indeed, it is certainly, I still stick my neck out. It is indeed a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy by the Congress. Now, let us put certain facts very clearly. When replying to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha questions, they say PAK, POK based ISI sponsored. It is verifiable. Anybody can go to Lok Sabha website and check for that facts. are responsible for perpetrating terror in India. This is an official statement with the approval of the Home Minister only. It is always the answers or replies are cleared. So there will be no second opinion on that. Having said that, at the same time, continuously they were trying to manipulate the interpretation. Now, for example, they take the Samjhauta, first the Ishrat Jahan case. The Ishrat Jahan case, May 15th, they come into power, form the government, or the results are announced and they form the government in 1 or 2 days. 14th June, the Ishrat Jahan is attempted. And who is doing it? Fidain, two of them have illegally entered India through Pakistani who have illegally entered India. One has been another Indian who went to Gulf for aid but got radicalized, came back, had married a Muslim and all that. That's the story. It is established. But whom they want to frame in that? They were killed in a crossfire. It is established. The courts have concluded now. There is no. But whom they want to frame? The sitting chief minister and the sitting home minister of the Gujarat, who incidentally are the sitting home minister and the sitting prime minister of the country. So it was first, that was the attempt. Now thereafter the RSS banning issue, which also did not take off. Now the attack on the RSS headquarters, which was somehow averted by our agencies because of advanced information. And thereafter, they started data mining. I have said it so many words. They started mining. Shivraj Patil was a very uninvolved chief minister. So Digvijay Singh would come to his room and run the ministry. And it was a sort of a data mining exercise which began. Pick up Hindu terrorism. I said there are no information. I have been personally interviewed by the Digvijay Singh in the room of the Honorable Home Minister. I have put it on record and it will file somewhere in the Home Ministry. You will find it. When the Home Secretary and the other senior officers were away, I kept on telling they will be in office by 4 o'clock. You can consult them, and still in spite of that, they said terror. I said it is an integration question. You can go to another division. This is recorded in the book, my book, which has not been challenged. Now I'll take you to the next question. Samjhauta blast. What happened? They allowed the Pakistani perpetrators to escape within 14 days because they were saying that it is a Hindu terror. Arif Kasmani, who had perpetuated the terror, was claiming credit for that. But our Honorable Home Minister said, no, it is a Hindu terror. Our entire politicians, the government of India statement was it was a Hindu terror. And later on, now we have seen the posterior that all the fellows are acquitted. Now I take you to Makkah Masjid. Same story. And this X, Y, Z, everywhere the same story. Now the Malegaon, again the same story. And I also put evidence on record to say even 26/11 would have been a Hindu terror. Books were ready already. They wanted to, my head was on the neck. My neck was on the chopping block. I should have been kidnapped and taken and traded off for Kasab. I say it with full conviction, and there is a police report. There are other reports that are already there. Some of them is placed in my book, which is again authentic. Now, this is what was the Congress doing.
Okay.
They were doing it, UPA, and I've said 26/11 is a fixed match between Congress and ISI. I still stay by that. Mr. R.P. Singh is a witness for last 8 years. I have been saying that. And
that's a big one.
Say so. Thank
Fixed
you
match.
very much. Thank
so
you.
there was, so hang on, let me just bring in Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, look, you can laugh this off, but I want to ask you a couple of questions tonight. Digvijay Singh yesterday said, terror has no religion. He said this, I'm sure you're aware, right outside Parliament. First of all, do you agree with that statement? Number two, how do you respond then to the same Digvijay, which avatar, that back in time was saying that there is something called Hindu terror? Rahul Gandhi speaking to Timothy Roma. All of this is out on WikiLeaks, as you know, never contested. No one has sued anybody. No one has denied it. That the greatest threat to this country is radicalized Hindus and terrorists, which confront Muslim community. Then there was Digvijay Singh who talked about 26/11 and RSS ki shajish and saffron terror. which today Mr. Chavan is coming out and saying at least don't link the word saffron. Hindu is fine, but saffron is not right. So if terror has no religion, then where is all this Hindu terror hyphenation coming from, Mr. Jha? Unless, of course, it is an attempt to discredit and criminalize Sanatan. Is that what's happening?
Rahul, I can see that you have already taken a stance on the program. And from what I'm hearing, you have loaded it with pro-BJP people. Therefore, if you want a fair debate,
not a BJP.
I should not be interrupted.
You are telling all sorts of lies. I am not a BJP fellow.
Yeah. Anyway, Rahul,
No,
I
but
don't
Sanjay
want
Jha,
any
look, I
interruption.
mean, you know, that's rather
Don't impute
unfair
motive.
of you.
You
You
are-
can't label people. He's not
I'm
a
not
BJP
labeling.
person.
I didn't mention this guy by name. I don't know why
No, but
he's
then
getting
who
so
else is the
upset.
BJP? There's a
Unless he's got a
spokesperson.
guilty
No, one
conscience,
second.
I
There
haven't
is a
mentioned his name.
spokesperson
I
for
don't have
balance.
any guilty conscience.
There
I
is,
haven't
there
mentioned
is
his name.
Iskaran
Why is he
Bhandari
lying?
and there's
Guilty.
Mr. Hassan, Adil Hassan. The panel is very balanced.
All right. So can I speak
So
now?
please, let's
without,
not,
Yeah.
let's not chase some mirage
Anyway.
here. Let's not discredit somebody. If you have a problem, if Mr. Chidambaram has a problem with Mr. Money, he should have taken action against him. The
Okay,
man
can I
worked
carry
in the
on
same
with my
ministry.
answer, please?
And he's exposing Chidambaram, he's exposing the Congress, and you're
Right.
trying to, unfortunately, hit below the belt and insinuate that he's some BJP plant and a BJP man. That's not the answer I'm looking for.
Anyway,
I'm
can I
shocked.
carry on, please?
Yeah, please.
Yeah?
So let's not do
maintain.
that. Were
I'm
you
gonna
trying
maintain-
to? Were you trying to criminalize Hindu faith, the Hindu tradition, deliberately to somehow forge a false equivalence so that you could rationalize Islamist terror? Fundamental question tonight.
Yeah. And I haven't even spoken for 5 seconds, so let me start. First and foremost, you have not been fair to your viewers. You have actually taken away the meat of the entire verdict yesterday. What did the justice say? The justice said there is strong proof, but there is basically the justice said there is strong suspicion, but absence of legal proof.
Where?
If there is
Which
strong
line? I have the
suspicion-
order.
Can I speak? Why are you panicking? Let me finish, man.
but
Calm
where's the
down.
proof?
Yeah, 1 minute. The justice's words are there is strong suspicion, but there is no legal proof. You know what that means? It means that the prosecution, which is what the justice mentioned, failed to do its job. The justice says there is strong suspicion. That itself is an indictment in this entire case. But it says lack of legal proof, which means lack of prosecutable evidence. Now, what does that mean? Go back to what Rohini Salyan said in 2015 when Mr. Modi's government came to power. And don't interrupt me at this moment. This is very important for your viewers to know. Rohini Salyan was the special public prosecutor who said that when she was handling this case, an NIA officer told her there are instructions to go soft on the case. And guess what, Rahul? She was not rumor mongering. She was not speculating. She put the name of the NIA officer in a sworn written affidavit, which is with the Bombay High Court, where she named the NIA officer. So here is for your viewers to know that there was already a lot of political
Okay, so you have already. One second. No, one minute. Let's go. Let's go by issue. Viewers. I want Mr. Sanjay Jha. I'm coming back to you on this point. Let's go point by point.
Why are you trying to interrupt me? Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared of anything. I just want to say, Mr. Sanjay Jha, show me the place, show me in the judgment where the court has come out and said this. Show me. What page, what number, which clause? Show it to me.
It's all over the
Show
media
me
today.
the page, show
It's
me the
all
number.
over the
I'll tell you,
media
viewers,
today.
I have the entire judgment here. And listen to me, viewers. Listen to what the court says. And this is nothing that I'm interpreting. This is 1 minute. This is
Guys,
very clear.
kindly Google this. You'll get to know how Rahul Chip
I
said
want
that
you to show
lies
me.
every
I
day at
want
9
you to
o'clock
show me
tonight.
the page. You have brought this on record. Show me the page. Show me the clause. Don't come here
ladies and
half-baked.
gentlemen,
Now, 1 second,
ladies
viewers. I
and
just want to say
gentlemen,
something. I just want to put it on record here. This is
the
what the
headline
court has found.
story on the
The
Indian
court
Express
found
today.
serious
This is
doubts
the headline
in the
story
evidence
on the
presented by the ATS. Number one,
1 minute,
serious doubts about the evidence presented by the ATS, viewers. Number one, the fact is that the ATS that was investigating was doing so under the Congress regime. for 6 years. The Congress, are you telling me, viewers, the Congress regime could not link the facts to the suspicion? Who's to blame here?
Well, let me answer you.
No, one
Let
second.
me
No,
answer you.
1 second. I haven't finished.
What
I'm
do you mean by
pointing out the facts.
Let me finish.
Some
Just because
documents
you're
may
the
have been
anchor does
inserted
not
or
give you the
altered
right
to
to
frame
bludgeon your
Lieutenant
people.
Colonel Purohit.
You're scared.
This is what,
You're
please
scared
stop
because I've
shouting and
exposed
hollering.
you.
Let me just put
I've
the facts
exposed
out there,
you on the
please.
program.
Please, let me put the facts out there. I've got the
floated the
facts.
line in his own
I
name.
can check them. Viewers,
Get the Indian
against
Express,
the
tell one of your people to get the Indian Express showed on the
1
panel.
second.
I will get it. Hang on, I'll get it. Wait
Mr.
for me.
Sanjay Jha.
Wait for me, I will get it. Hang on.
Yes,
hang
you
on.
get
Wait
it.
for
You
me,
get
I'm
it. You
getting
get it. No problems.
I'll get it, yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Okay, don't worry. I'm waiting for you. I'm not running away.
Yeah.
Mehboob Mujawar, you just heard, said that I was asked to do something. Rohini Salian comes out and says I was asked to do something. Viewers, there are two people making a claim. Both have filed affidavits. Either you believe the other or you believe one. I'm not even going there, but I'm going by what the court has said. And this is what it says. Documents may have been inserted or altered to frame Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. Alleged tampering was done to create a
Ladies and
false
gentlemen.
narrative of conspiracy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Makoka was
Rahul
wrongly
Shivshankar.
invoked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Shivshankar does not read the Indian Express. Here is the whole story. Read it.
What is it saying?
Put your camera on me, man.
It's there, it's on you. What is
Read
it saying?
Read it.
What is it saying? Strong suspicion, no proof.
no proof.
Viewers,
Court
when did this
acquits
come out?
Malegaon
When has
blast
this article
exposed.
been written? It's been written before the, 1 second, before
Hello.
the entire order has been uploaded on the website. It was only
But this is
uploaded
what
today.
The court says, my dear friend. This is what the court says.
My dear
You
friend,
can't
it's been
deny that.
uploaded today. What is this
Anyway.
Indian Express reporting? Let me bring in Ishkaran Bhandari. He's a lawyer. Let me bring it.
He's the right man to talk to. Ishkaran Bhandari is the right
Okay,
man.
Ishkaran Bhandari.
Rahul,
come
first
in.
I want to make Rahul, please. I hoped Mr.
In any
Jha
case,
knew
I just
better
want to make
law
a
than
point.
this.
In any case,
You
viewers,
have
in any case, you are
even
lying.
if,
Yeah.
even if,
Rahul-
no, 1
exposed
second,
you.
not that
Rahul-
I have any of this
exposed you.
information, even
Rahul,
if one
can I
were
make
to
my
go
point,
by the
please?
Indian Express, the
Rahul,
famed
can I
Indian
make my
Express,
point,
1
please?
second,
They
Ishkaran
have
Bhandari, just
quoted
30
the
seconds.
courts. Why are you
Okay,
lying?
are you going to shout the whole entire showdown?
No, I'm only shouting
Sanjay, there are
because you're
other
not
people
letting me
here,
finish.
please, let them also speak.
You should
I
see
just
what
want...
Rohini Salian said today.
Okay, so what
So
about
let
Mr.
me finish
Mehboob?
and then I'm
He's
done. I'm
also on
walking off your
affidavit. Are you going to
program.
believe Rohini Salian but not Mr. Mujawar Mehboob?
Well, I'll tell you why.
So,
Why?
no, what do you
Listen,
mean why?
Hang on.
You can't
She
choose
was
and
a
cherry pick.
public
1 second, lower his
prosecutor.
fader, please. I don't want shouting to go on this show. Please, you can hold up your newspaper and do whatever you want to, but don't keep speaking over people. You can't say that I believe Salian, but I don't believe Mujawar. What kind of logic is this? Okay, viewers, even if you were to go by the Indian Express headline, which I think is completely out of place because they didn't have the order copy was just uploaded today. They didn't have the full order. Are we supposed to say that 2 or 3 rotten apples represent the entire faith? And you're going to say there is something called Hindu terror? Viewers, when Mr. Umar Khalid, when Burhan Wani were caught, when there are Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists, what do you go out and say? What does the Congress ecosystem say? No, terror has no religion. These are terrorists, these are rotten apples, these are bad apples. No one says that there is something called Islamist terror. The Congress will never say it. Say it, Sanjay Jha. If 3 rotten apples,
who
bring
is
the entire faith into...
responsible?
No, I'm asking you. 3 rotten apples bring the entire faith into disrepute, yes or no?
Who is responsible for the Malegaon blast?
Viewers,
Just tell us that.
there you go.
According to you, who is?
What about
Who is?
Ask the ATS
As of now,
under the
nobody
Congress
is
party,
responsible.
sir. Why didn't they investigate this case? Who was stopping them? Now, Ishkaran Bhandari.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
After 2014,
Rahul,
it's
2-3
been
main
Modi.
points which need to
It's
be
been
made
11
here.
years.
Because this is Rahul, it's a question to me. Can I come
The
in now or this
the
constant
High Court
interjection will
even
keep going
ticked
on?
off the NIA when Modi was not
Rahul,
in
can I
power,
make a
sir.
point
Please
now?
know your facts.
Yes.
In
My dear friend,
2013,
NIA was set up
Rahul,
in
can I make a
2013, NIA, in
NIA was set
2013,
up
the
in
NIA was
2011.
ticked off for not doing a good job in this particular
Rahul,
case
can I
and not
make my
being able
point,
to
please?
marshal the facts. Yes, Ishkaran Bhandari. I don't think Sanjay Jha has come researched
Rahul,
at all.
Thank you.
You don't even know your facts, man.
Rahul, can I make my point? Rahul, can I make my point now,
Yes.
please, without interjection? Newspaper headlines do
Hey,
not
don't worry,
matter
you will
at
get
all. The order of the court has been pronounced in open court. It's uploaded. We have to read from the order. Because I remember a newspaper headline, and they hanged Yaqub Menem. which was after a Supreme Court verdict. A particular newspaper, if I recall correctly, the same newspaper felt they, who? Pakistan, US, which foreign country? Indian system was called they. You can still have that headline. It means nothing, it means squat. The court order means, which you have read from, that there appears to be alteration, editing of documents to frame people. That is what we need to focus on, not headlines by any paper. Now coming to the facts of the case. Malegaon is an incomplete justice, and I say that why? Because it was a clear attempt to frame. The ecosystem hates two things more than anything else. One is Bhagwa, saints, anything Hindu, and second is our army. That is why the same ecosystem has problem with our army's valor, says they are occupation force in Jammu Kashmir, had constant seminars on how brutality is being doing by army, and you know the entire ecosystem very well. The audience knows it very, very well. In this case, they went after both a lieutenant colonel, the army, as well as Sadhvi Pragya, because they thought this is a perfect case to bring in the word Hindu terror, because globally, not in India, Islamist terror is a term coined globally, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, etc. So they wanted an equivalence in India for their purposes, so they wanted to frame this word saffron terror, Hindu terror. Thank God for Tukaram Omle ji, who caught Ajmal Kasab, otherwise the book was ready. It was already ready that RSS ki sajish hai 26/11, and they would have called Mumbai attack an RSS sajish. They would have called every terror attack thereafter a Hindu, Sangh, saffron, Hindutva, sajish. What is important here is for complete justice, and this is the most important point, and this BJP must ensure, because this time the attempt to frame Hindus failed. But unless you investigate and punish everybody involved in fabrication of document, alteration of document, trying to frame people, they will try again and again, and one day they may succeed. So justice will only happen when all the agenda peddlers who were trying to frame are investigated and punished. So none dare try again.
Okay, let me
did you hear
one
how
second,
Rahul
RP
Singh
Singh.
said
Let me
that
bring in
gives a
RP
free
Singh. Let me
airtime
bring in also
without
Adil Hassan. Adil Hassan, very quickly, sir.
No, I'm putting
Do
it
you
on
believe?
record.
Do you believe? One second. Do you believe, Mr. Hassan? Do you believe that terror has a religion?
I don't believe that terror has a religion.
Okay.
My leader, Barrister Asaduddin Owaisi Sahib, the first man who criticized ISIS. Whole country knows the first person, even ISIS gave threat to Barrister Asaduddin Owaisi Sahib. My humble request to you, Rahul Sahib,
Okay.
you updated one thing on the Twitter about Allahu Akbar. A man was shouting in the plane. His name was Abhay Devdas. If possible, kindly rectify also. Put his name also. It will be better. And my
Viewers-
humble request, one more.
Viewers,
if
have
I
a
will
look at
find
this.
One debate on Prajwal Ramanna, a rapist. Prajwal Ramanna, a rapist whose Modi has campaigned in Karnataka.
Okay, I
The
don't
FD
know
Gaura
why we are
grandson.
going
I hope
into
you
some
will do
rape
one show
cases.
on this.
Viewers, I just want to say one thing.
I hope you will do a show.
Terror
I
has
hope
no
you will
religion.
do a show on that
Terror
also.
has no religion.
I hope.
His party man.
I hope you will
his
do a
party MP, former
one show.
MP, viewers, stepped out and said.
I hope you will follow
One
this
second.
thing. It
One
is a-
second,
it is a request from the common man
Mr.
of
Hassan,
India.
Mr. Hassan,
You
it
want
was
to
your
defame the
former
community,
MP,
but you did
your
not
former
mention the
MP
name of
from
that
Maharashtra.
Abhay Devdas.
Okay, I don't know
You
why he's
don't have
shouting
that
away. Lower
much
his
courage
fader,
to put
please.
the reality.
The point is, it was his MP from Maharashtra, former MP, who came out and said, what, viewers? I believe terror has a religion. When the Lashkar-e-Toiba comes out and fights, whose name are they invoking, viewers? When the Jaish-e-Mohammed does so, whose name are they invoking, viewers? Third part, and it's very important that I must mention this, their own MP from Maharashtra. What did their own MP from Maharashtra do, viewers? He came out and he invoked a STJ slogan. I don't want to say the full form of STJ, but you know what it means. Dismember someone in the name of God. Viewers, why invoke God in an act of justice? So viewers, fundamentally you must understand that there is a problem here. RP Singh, my question to you is this, and that's the question that Ishkaran Bhandari is also asking, which is a material question. All of this will amount to nothing if the BJP doesn't order an investigation into all of those, including Parambir Singh, who has been named, etc., as one of the individuals who was part of this conspiracy to stigmatize and criminalize Sanatan. So I'm asking you, Mr. RP Singh, will that happen, and when will that happen? And viewers, I just want you to know, if terror has no religion, why was this gentleman Digvijay Singh standing around with a book called 2611 RSS Ki Sazish. There he is launching this book. He was putting it on the RSS. Why was it being done, viewers? Because they believe in something called Sanatan terror. That is what it was. Yes, RP Singh.
Rahul, terror has no religion. Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Muhammad, Boko Haram, Hizbul Mujahideen, they are not the terror organizations, and they are not the religious organizations also. They are just social organizations, NGOs. I challenge, name one Hindu organization which is into terror activity. In Hinduism, I mean, they believe in kafir and otherwise also, but we in Hinduism believe in dharam ki jai ho, adharm ka sarvanash ho, praniyon mein sadbhavna ho, sangharsh nahi, samrastha ho. Sangharsh nahi, samrastha ho. There's the difference. I mean, that's what, please don't say that terror has no religion. But coming to the point, Rahul, I accept, yes, it should be investigated and we should get into the minutest detail and we should go to the bottom of the complete conspiracy and understand what was the game. The game was somehow blacken or somehow defame the nationalist Hindu organizations. And it was all for political objective because they knew that only left and Congress came together. They knew that the only threat they had is from the Hindu nationalist organizations. And give me a second. Right from Sharad Pawar, when he added one more bomb blast in 1993 from 12 to 13 to balance it out and to defame Hindus also. But also not only that, communal violence bill, then Godra, then Lalu's commission, then Ishrat Jahan, then the Samjhota Express, where two of them
I
were
agree
released,
with
two
you,
of the
sir.
journalists were released.
I agree
So,
with
give me
you.
a second.
There might be a lot of attempts to try and link the Hindu faith to draw a false equivalence. But the fact is, we will never know for sure till you launch an inquiry. So I, on behalf of a large number of concerned citizens, request you to do so. The government, you've been in power for 11 years. RVS Mani is not saying something new. He's been saying it even before Modi came to power. There are affidavits and he's written a book. Until that doesn't happen, we can constantly pass blame between each other. We can have these charged debates where Sanjay Jha and Hassan and everyone else will be attacking me or attacking this, that, the other, changing the goalposts, and Mr. Mani will be saying something. Ishkan Bhandari will be making some allegation, and this will be lost. It'll be completely lost. But the fact is, viewers, the only way we can get to the truth if there is an impartial inquiry into who was behind this dangerous conspiracy. Till then...
That's what I said in the beginning itself. But
then we are going to hold you up. No, we are going to hold you to your word, sir. I'll leave it at this. Because we are going straight across now to a very important conversation that we're going to have with Mr. S. Gurumurthy. Let's go straight across. Viewers, now let's shift our attention to the three fault lines that are making the news. Three fault lines, one ideological war. First, the Malegaon verdict. A special court dismantles Hindu terror narrative brick by brick, where innocent men branded terrorists just to manufacture ideological equivalence. Who built this fiction and why? Secondly, let's focus on Operation Sindoor, viewers. A daring cross-border response to avenge the massacre of Indian pilgrims. But when national security met Sanatan symbolism, why did the opposition squirm? Why did they have such a big problem with the nomenclature, Operation Sindoor? Why was proof of intent demanded for a strike that was clear for the world to see? Third, viewers, the Trump tariff war. Now, Trump has slapped alleged tariff king India, as he calls it, with 25% tax plus a penalty. Is America's trade pressure a challenge to India's sovereignty or a test of Modi's global strategy? Viewers, has India become the battleground for narrative warfare? To put this in perspective, this question in perspective, we are joined by one of India's sharpest ideological voices, editor of Tughlaq and Hindutva thinker S. Gurumurthy ji. Thank you, sir, for speaking to us. Let me first begin with Malegaon and the verdict. Did the Malegaon verdict expose not just a failed prosecution, but a deliberate political project to stigmatize Hindus as terrorists, sir?
See, Malegaon verdict as a standalone case, of course, it has been heavily debated, and how the court has unearthed almost a conspiracy to fix the Hindu accused, to create a Hindu terror brand. On a standalone basis, this is being discussed. But I will take you back a little. Actually, the conspiracy to link the Samjhota attack in 2007 with the Malegaon bomb blast occurred on 28th November 2008. This is a very significant date. On the date, the ATS Council stood up and told the Malegaon court that Colonel Purohit supplied RDX for Samjhota blast. Very, very critical lie to link Malegaon accused or the Hindu accused in Malegaon with Samjhota, which is an international terror attack. Very important. And within 48 hours, the Maharashtra ATS Council went back upon it. But in the meanwhile, damage was done. Pakistan picked it up to say that Samjhota attack was not done by the terrorists in Pakistan, but it was done by the Hindu terrorists. The whole idea was to globalize Hindu terror by this. Who instructed the council to make this statement? This is where the conspiracy to create the Hindu terror as a narrative against not only Hindus but also against the country, and also as a balancing, countervailing factor against Islamic terror was conceptualized on 28th November 1978. This has been completely ignored, or it was not brought out in the current discourse. I had done an investigation on the Samjhota blast and put it out in the New Indian Express on the 24th of January 2013. I am now giving the gist of it. When the Samjhota terror occurred, everything pointed to Pakistan, and the investigation showed, the narcotic examination of the SIMI chief showed that the SIMI chief here and LET had coordinated the attack. This is how things were proceeding. And suddenly, by linking the Malegaon attack with the Samjhota attack, Samjhota investigation got derailed. And I will tell you what are the 6 pieces of evidence which tumbled out, which showed that Samjhota attack was done by LET. And the first was in June 2008, United Nations Security Council subcommittee declared Arif Kosmani worked with Lashkar Taiba to facilitate the Samjhota attack. This is the first piece of evidence. Second is US Treasury Department in July named him and attached his bank account. In January 2010, Pakistan Interior Minister Rahman Malik publicly admitted that Pakistan's involvement in Samjhota, saying Colonel Purohit hired Pakistan elements to do the attack. That is how they linked, because of the conspiracy to link Malegaon with Samjhota.
So, sir, let me ask
Pakistan took advantage of it.
They took advantage. So let me ask you, why does the reclamation of a Sanatani civilizational ethos threaten the ecosystem? Why do they feel threatened by this? Because I remember, I'll take you back even before this, Timothy Roma speaking to Rahul Gandhi, WikiLeaks cable came out where Rahul Gandhi tells Timothy Romer, who was then the US envoy to India, that for him, the bigger threat to India's national security comes from quote unquote Hindu extremism, sir. This is what he said, if you remember. So why does a certain ecosystem feel so threatened by Sanatan?
See, there are 3 dates which are important. One, that happened in July 2009.
Yes.
On 28th November 2010, Chidambaram tells the DGP conference that the Hindu terror is a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
Then on 20th June 2013, Shinde, the then Home Minister, directly blames the RSS and BJP as terrorist organizations. This is all part of a conspiracy, not only to say there is Hindu terror, but the Hindu terror has Hindu terrorist organizations. This is not a mere political tussle between the opposition and the ruling party, but to change the very idea of India, that this great civilization of 5,000 years, which does not have any blood stain on itself, is a bloodletting civilization. To equate it with Islamic terror had become a global narrative after 9/11 attack in 2001. Till then, the word Islam and terror being associated itself was being scorned. Even though from 1980s, Islam was the driving force of terror all over the world. And to create a political equivalent, the entire civilization of India was defamed, besmirched, and because they were in power, they were able to cite these cases where I tell you what you must study the Ellen Mishra case in Samastipur, where Ellen Mishra was killed. All the investigation pointed to the involvement of Yashpal Kapoor, who was an official very close to the Prime Minister's office. But they substituted all the real culprits by Ananda Margis to completely shift the blame to Ananda Margis.
Right.
It is Arun Shori who brought out this truth. Same thing happened in Malegaon. The same thing happened in Samjhota. The real culprits were let out. Hindus were substituted. In Malegaon, there are Muslims who have confessed to the crime, but they were kept out, and alternate Hindu actors were brought in. This was a great conspiracy.
So let me ask you, because this is very important. Is Hindu terror, quote unquote, since they use the word, I don't, is Hindu terror the most successful propaganda campaign the Indian left has ever run? And is it finally unraveling because people are either rejecting it, or because there are too many contradictions, or number 3, sir, because today India has woken up to its civilization ethos and is willing to reclaim Sanatan pride?
See, RSS and BJP were the post-independent effort to root the Indian polity to the independence battle values. During the independence battle, it is Vande Mataram, it is Bharat Mata Ki Jai, it is the Hindu spiritual values underlying our society and polity that was driving the freedom movement. Mahatma Gandhi said it in 2009. Jawaharlal Nehru himself said in 1935 that Hindu nationalism of Vivekananda is not against anybody. So everybody had agreed on the fact that the Hindu values, the Hindu civilization, the Hindu culture, the Hindu ethos was the foundation of the freedom movement. This was all given up once Jinnah took the stand that Muslims must have their own state. Everybody discarded the idea of Hindu, and they got on to what was known in the post-independence period as the secular view of India. And Jawaharlal Nehru went to the extent of saying that Islamic religion is aggressive, but Hindu religion, Hindu communalism is more dangerous. This is how the whole pre-independence idea of India was subverted, and the whole thing kept on going against the Hindus like a tsunami. It is only the Ram Janmabhoomi movement which corrected this distortion. And once the UPA came to power in 2010 and got repeated in 2009, they thought that was the best opportunity to finish the entire idea of Hindu foundation of India. What was the best way to do it? To link the Hindu civilization to terror, which was a global crime, a global perception, a global narrative. The
Interesting.
worst that can be put on any civilization.
Very interesting.
That's how the whole development in 1990s, whatever development took place to correct the idea of India through the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, that was thought to be completely overturned.
Right.
But fortunately, we woke up.
Yes.
We woke up because they overplayed their card. They became open criminals against India, Indian civilization. All that made us fight for freedom, they made it stand on its head. So it became a huge ideological war,
Okay.
represented by Narendra Modi, who was determined to correct it.
And somewhere along the line, viewers, this has also spilled over into other things. And let's move to the second aspect of this. And I'm talking about Operation Sindoor with Mr. Gurumurthy ji. Now, you must have heard a large number of people having problems with the nomenclature Operation Sindoor. Say that you cannot have a nomenclature like this, which is steeped in Hindu symbolism in a secular country. And secondly, also, if you've just recently heard Operation Mahadev, in fact, in Parliament, certain people objected to it. So, why does the idea of India avenging the blood of Hindus make some in our polity visibly uncomfortable? And is there some merit to their cynicism?
You see, the Operation Sindoor, the symbolism is rooted in pre-independence values. You know, when we fought for freedom, we made Bharat Mata the symbol, a woman, and a woman who had a Hindu outlook, Hindu dress, Hindu history, and she was the leader of the freedom movement. So, the symbolism in India, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, and the Hindu values adumbrated by Mahatma Gandhi, even Jawaharlal Nehru. I am not mentioning the Aurobindo or Swami Vivekananda. This constituted the idea of India. So, Operation Sindoor was a recall of this in the context of the fact that Hindus were identified and shot. This is important. If they had not done that, then Operation Sindoor, that symbolism would be irrelevant. It would have no meaning. So, Operation Sindoor is not merely to recall how the terrorists identified the Hindus to shoot them, but to recall our pre-independence values. So, to say that this symbolism is something against anybody is completely wrong. Even the Muslims cannot think like that. It is only the secularists who will think like that. It is only the Congress which will think like that. So, my perception is that Operation Sindoor brings out before the world that an old civilization of 5,000 years, which has a continuity, which has done no wrong to anybody, which great researchers have said has been the most peaceful civilization in the world, that has been repeatedly wronged, and it has been pointedly wronged in Pahalgam. This was our message to the world.
So,
Nobody can say.
Yeah. No, so
Yes.
I want to ask you, because this is important. What you've just mentioned is very important, because Operation Sindoor, then you have, a biography that appeared on Mr. Savarkar that exposed that he was a son of the soil, he was a true patriot, he was persecuted to the point of breakdown. Then there was the movie Kashmir Files, if you remember, sir. Then the Kerala story came out. is there a deeper ideological resistance within India's elite to acknowledging Hindu pain, let alone Hindu pride? I'm not going there. I'm just talking about Hindu pain.
You see, you must look at the historian's view of India, the world historian's view of India, whether it is Will Durant or Arnold Toynbee. They had spoken about how India has been a wounded civilization, how we have been invaded, butchered, and a civilization which did not know anything about violence was subjected to the greatest violence. And that civilization was suppressed after the freedom movement. And when that began rising, there was internal as well as external resistance, because professional politicians who have made it their career to promote themselves, to promote their families, to promote their ideology, to promote their associates, to have links with their friends and others abroad, they could not tolerate it, because this would be the end of their profession. If the Hindu civilization, which has done no harm to anybody and which will never do any harm to anybody, rises, there is no role for the Gandhi family in this country. There is no role for communists. There is no role for the secularists. So, it is the threat that their whole profession is in danger, their career is in danger, their whole life is in danger. It is not merely an ideological battle, it is a battle between groups of people whose whole politics is rooted in selfish promotion of themselves against the country.
Okay, so let's expand this, because as you know, viewers, we are not just talking about Malegaon, Operation Sindoor, but also Trump tariff. And we are, of course, asking some larger questions around the meta-narrative war. And it is important for us, therefore, to bring this in. Nation, faith, and now the new world order. This is very important, viewers. Trump has slapped, as you know, sir, a tax as well as a penalty. Is Trump's trade aggression proof that India cannot rely on strategic partnerships, but only now on strategic strength as we go forward?
You see, I would like to take you back to the sanctions which operated after the Pokhran blast in 1998. The sanctions lasted for 3 years. And the entire, I dealt with the finance ministry officials then. They said the Hindu nationalist government has destroyed India. This was the view that was expressed in the corridors of the finance ministry. I will tell you what happened when the sanctions were on. 1999 to 2004 was the best period in Indian economy as ever. 60 million jobs were generated. 6% was the GDP growth. Inflation was less than 5%. And for the first time, we achieved current account surplus for 3 years from 2002 to 2004. When Chidambaram became the finance minister in 2004, he actually praised the NDA government for having left a very strong external economy. At that time, I used to have very intense interaction with the people in the government. Abdul Kalam used to tell me, Mr. Gurumurthy, please tell the Prime Minister whenever you have an opportunity that these sanctions should last for some more time, so that our technology and our strength will actually become stronger. We are a strong nation, but we don't have the faith that we can be a strong nation. 3 years, the sanction, total sanction, financial, technological sanctions operated on India. But we came up. So sanctions do not mean that we will be weakened. We are a much stronger nation today. And Trump is attacking everybody. He is hitting at everybody. And India is a special target for him for the simple reason that India was the only country which has been almost calling him a liar. Repeatedly, he has said 16 times he brought peace between us and Pakistan. But Jaishankar stood up and told the parliament, this gentleman never had a telephone call. how could he have brought about peace? So we called him a liar in the international language without calling him a liar openly in street language. He couldn't tolerate it.
He could.
Another
So
thing, our
So this brings me, sir.
our
if-
relationship with Russia.
So this brings me. I understand that. I mean, that cannot.
Yes.
We cannot. Obviously, at the instigation of Trump, we cannot surrender our strategic autonomy or even our economic autonomy. That's a very well-made point. But let me just nudge you forward. I don't have much more time. Should India now prepare for an era of multipolar resistance, not just from adversaries, but also so-called allies, friends, as Trump calls India?
You see, Trump has made international relationships today founded on, it has been founded on a basis by Trump that it is only America and each country individually. There is nothing like multilateralism, there is nothing like international cooperation, and this rule applies to everybody.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
The opposition, remember, is now going to intensify the entire stir, which so far was limited to the parliament. But Rahul Gandhi has already attacked the Election Commission on the SIR issue. What we are being told is that he's saying that votes are being stolen. He's reiterated that Election Commission is involved in vote theft. Listen in to what the leader of opposition has to say.
पास ओपन एंड शट प्रूफ है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन वोट चोरी में इन्वॉल्व है और मैं लाइटली नहीं बोल रहा हूं, मैं 100% प्रूफ के साथ बोल रहा हूं, ठीक है। और आप सबको पता लग जाएगा जैसे ही हमने ये रिलीज किया, पूरे देश को पता लग जाएगा कि इलेक्शन कमीशन वोटर चोरी करा रहा है। किसके लिए करा रहा है? किसके लिए करा रहा है? बीजेपी के लिए करा रहा है। ओपन एंड शट है, नो क्वेश्चन। हमें मध्य प्रदेश में सस्पिशन था, लोकसभा में सस्पिशन था, महाराष्ट्र में वो थोड़ा आगे गया, स्टेट लेवल पे हमें लगा कि यहां पे चोरी हुई है। वोटर एडिशन हुआ था, 1 करोड़ वोटर्स ऐड हुए थे। फिर हम थोड़ा डिटेल में गए, हमने कहा देखो अब इलेक्शन कमीशन तो मदद नहीं कर रहा है, तो थोड़ी ग्रैन्युलैरिटी में जाना है, गहराई में जाना है। तो हमने अपना ही इन्वेस्टिगेशन करवाया, उसमें 6 महीने लगे और जो हमें मिला है वो एटम बॉम्ब है। मतलब एटम बॉम्ब है, फटेगा तो आप इलेक्शन कमीशन आपको दिखेगा नहीं हिंदुस्तान में।
Claims coming in from the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi. Remember, it's not the first time that he's accused the EC of stealing votes for the BJP, but this comes again on a day when the voter draft has been released by the EC in the state of Bihar. Pallavi Ghosh joins me with more perspective on that news story. Pallavi should be joining us in just a bit. But remember, Rahul Gandhi has reiterated that he has proof, and not just any proof. He's gone on to label it as proof which is an atom bomb. Once that will be released, will not in fact leave the EC with any face saving. But it's important that he is now indicating that they are all set to release that evidence in some time from now. As Arunima was highlighting, that these political parties, even the ones in the opposition, have been given a copy of the SIR draft rollout, and one that will also be uploaded at 3 p.m. today for public consumption. But these parties have their hands on this, and keeping all of this in mind, Rahul Gandhi is stepping out in the parliament, making that claim that he will be exposing the Election Commission, reiterating his accusation that the Election Commission is stealing votes of the people of Bihar. He's also referred to the assembly elections in Maharashtra, even MP. Arunima joins me on the phone line with more inputs. So Arunima, as you were highlighting earlier, that Rahul Gandhi is already now creating a stir, rather intensifying the stir by making that claim that he's going to expose that evidence, which is an atom bomb, as he's claimed. But give us a sense of how the strategy that Rahul Gandhi is now going to be following.
See, he has been speaking about this voter list fraud for some time. Even on the floor of the House, he spoke about Maharashtra elections, and he suffered a setback. The Mumbai High Court, the judiciary in Maharashtra, refused to entertain the plea that his party had taken. There was no such positive news from the Delhi High Court either, as far as Haryana elections are concerned. So even though he has been constantly harping on the point, he first spoke about Maharashtra and Haryana. Latest edition was Karnataka, where he said that Central Bengaluru elections were also chosen. Today he has also spoken about Madhya Pradesh, where Kamal Nath government lost, saying that we had our doubts there and in Lok Sabha. So his list is increasing, but where is the evidence? And if there is evidence, then this could be his best chance. In this, role revision in Bihar, if he can come up with document to show that about 30 lakh people who have been marked as deceased, some of them are actually alive, then it is his chance to embarrass the EC. If he can come up with documents to show that around 28 lakh people who have been marked as people not staying at their address, then it is his chance to prove that, what I was saying is true. Here is the proof of it. So this is a golden opportunity for the opposition in Bihar SIR process to show that what they have been saying is backed by proof on ground. If not, Election Commission will turn around once again.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. In 1930, a tariff sparked the Great Depression. In 2025, Donald Trump is doing one better. The US president has followed through on his threats and slapped sweeping tariffs, some as high as 50%, on US trade partners and countries across the globe. From Brazil to Syria and India, no one's been spared. But what is driving this? Not economics, not fairness, just Trump's trademark mix of politics and pressure. He's calling it a trade reset, but for many countries, it's a trade war. And for American households, it's an invisible tax. Tonight, we'll break it down. Who's been the hardest hit? Who has escaped the worst? And who is picking up the bill for Trump's tariff blitz? We're also tracking what this means for India-US ties. Trump is now openly confronting New Delhi on trade. Talks have stalled. But is there still a way forward? Here in India, the tariffs have sparked a political storm. Globally, they threaten to slow down growth and shake up alliances. And through it all, Trump wants credit for the chaos, for the disruption, and for calling the shots. All that and more coming up. The headlines first. Pakistan issues a fresh call for Afghans living in the southwest to leave the country, triggering thousands to rush to the border. Over the last several decades, millions of Afghans have poured into Pakistan. A deportation drive first launched in 2023. Since then, more than 1 million Afghans have left Pakistan. A series of Israeli